Hi there, I'm Angela. Welcome to the channel or welcome back. And today I'm excited to share with you guys my finished McCall's dress. If you want to see how it turned out, stay tuned. Hi all, thanks so much for stopping in. I'm so glad that you're here. If you're new here, if this is your first time here, I'm so happy that you've joined us. And if you've been hanging out with me for a little while, I'm so happy that you've come back to watch another one of my videos. Today we're going to do an episode of Hashtag Friday Sews, even though it's a little bit late, as sometimes I tend to do. And I do have some good things to share with you guys. The biggest thing is that I finished my fall dress. I'm so excited to share that with you guys. And I'll put a little video of me wearing the dress so you can see how it turned out, like top to bottom. And I'll talk a little bit about the pattern. I changed a lot of things on the pattern. Not that there was anything wrong with the pattern, just different preferences that I had. So we're going to go into all that. I won't do a full pattern review because I did change so many things, and I don't feel like it would be fair or that I could do the pattern justice with a review since I didn't really follow it that closely. Let's go ahead and take a look at how the dress turned out. I'm so excited to share it with you guys. So what did you guys think? I'm really happy with it. I can't wait to wear it out. And given that I made so many changes to it, I was a little bit concerned on whether I was going to totally get it out of whack and it wouldn't even resemble this dress at all. But I'm really, really happy with it. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about the pattern and then the changes that I made. And then we'll get into what's coming next. I've already got my next project laid out on my sewing table, so I'll talk a little bit about that. So as I mentioned, or maybe I didn't, it's McCall's M8281. 3 options. They're all dress options with a V-neck, and there's different sleeve options and different lengths. It comes in a shorter length and like 2 different lengths, a shorter and a longer length. And my intention was to make the one that the model's wearing a little bit of a longer length. That is view C. I'm going to flip it around and show you the line drawings. I think that's should be showing up. So all of the dresses come with a V-neck. And let me read the fabrics. Suggested fabrics are gauze, linen, cotton blends, and stable knits. And I used a cotton poplin that I got from University of Sewing when I attended one of Whitney from Tomcat Stitchery's events in July. And it was called Shop and Learn. So she did a presentation and then we all got to shop afterwards. So I did just get this one piece and I got 3 yards of it. And my intention, like from the beginning, was to make a dress with it. And then it was just a matter of kind of looking through patterns, either in my stash or ones that I could purchase, and figuring out what was the best pattern for the dress. I did do a video where I presented some of the options that were under consideration, and I'll put a link to that like up here or down below in case you missed that and you want to see it. I did, of course, end up going with this McCall's pattern. And what I changed about it. So I did not care for, let me see the best way to share this with you guys. So it has a V-neck and it has a front center seam. I don't know if that's showing up on the line drawings. I didn't care for having a seam going down this fabric. So I thought the best way to change that would be to make it more of a rounded neck, which I did. That was a pretty simple change. I drafted, so I did trace this pattern. And so when I was tracing it, I just made it a rounded neck. So that was pretty simple. I also decided that you can see the model, the waistline on the dress is a little high, and I tend to like my body, my figure is I'm only 5'6", but I have longer legs in proportion to my body, so I'm kind of short waisted. So I dropped the waist a little bit to kind of balance everything out. So I did drop the waist. And what else did I change? So those were the only two like planned changes that I made to the dress. Once I got it basted together and I realized that it was really, really voluminous in the back. And you can kind of see on the model, there's really not much shaping to the dress. It's kind of meant to be loose and a little flowy, not fitted. But on me, having a like, especially in the back, it was really, really voluminous. And it just, I kept screaming to me, like, I feel like and look like I'm in a big tent, and that is not flattering for me. So what I did was to do two pleats in the back, like on each side. And that kind of took in some of that volume and gave it just a little bit of shaping without really being like fitted per se. So I thought that was kind of the best solution there, and I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. And what I did on my traced pattern pieces, I went ahead and made the markings for those darts. Did I say pleats earlier? I meant darts down the each side. If I said pleats, I can't remember. So I did make those markings on the traced pattern pieces because I'm pretty sure I'm going to make this dress again. I really like how it turned out. And I think that those are the only changes that I made. Yeah. And as far as what I'm working on next, I can't wait to jump back into my capsule wardrobe. At the beginning of the year, you might recall if you saw that video, I'll put a link here or below. I had planned out a 10-piece capsule wardrobe to be ready in time for fall, late fall, winter. And I'm only halfway through it. I've finished 5 of the pieces. So it's pretty good for me. I tend to be a slow sewist, and I've also made a few things in between there that are not part of the capsule, but I'm ready to get back to my capsule. And the next piece in that is this long sleeve shirt here. I guess it's kind of like a long sleeve t-shirt, so to speak. It's a new look, 6246, and I feel like this might be kind of an older pattern. 2003, if I'm reading that right. So kind of older, but also that style of top is kind of classic and timeless. And the fabric that I'm using for it is this medium blue rib knit. I've had this for a while, and I think that I got this from Stylemaker. I'll try to find a link for it and put it in the description box below if they still have it available. But I just love the color. And I also, what made me get this fabric was that I had ordered this in sort of a cream colored and made a sleeveless turtleneck out of it. And I loved working with the fabric so much that I thought I would get more blue to make this with. And this is a pretty simple top. As you can see, the pattern does have pants options with it, just elastic waist. I'll turn it around. I'm kind of hoping that I have enough, though. The one thing about this fabric, if I recall, I think it's only maybe 50 inches wide. And for B, the long sleeve version, it only gives you yardage for 60-inch fabric. So what I'm going to do is to lay out the pieces on this before I start cutting any of them out, just to make sure that I have enough fabric. If I don't, I should have some other kind of fabric similar that at least it'll be blue. It might not be with these nice ribs on it, but I'll have something to make that and get going on my capsule wardrobe. I'm excited to get back to that. And I'm pretty sure it's not all going to be done for fall unless we're counting fall as like into November. Either way, it'll be fine. I tend to wear clothes. If I like a piece, I'll wear it for like years. Uh, that's just kind of the way. I don't like recycle or rotate through my wardrobe very quickly unless it's something that I just don't like, and then I might go ahead and donate it sooner rather than later. And other than that, in the sewing room, I have started kind of doing a little bit of a redo on my sewing room. I mentioned that previously, so that I can give you guys a studio tour. I'm so excited to do that, but the place was kind of a wreck, frankly, so I'm getting that in order. I did install one of the IKEA Kallax units under my big cutting table, And I'll give you a little peek at how that's turning out. I'm so happy with that. But I still got a lot more cleanup and reorganization to do. But I'm planning to get that studio tour done within the next week or two. I know I keep saying that. It'll get there. Thanks for your patience. So here's a little sneak peek at how my cutting table looks now. That's the Kallax unit from IKEA, and I've already started loading it up with fabric. And I'll take you around to the back side. So I'm just doing one of the Kallaxes on the front side, and then I've got the back side kind of open here with my little carts, various things on, and then across from that is my desk. So that way, if I want to sit at the table and work, I'll have a place to like put my knees and my legs. That's kind of how it's looking for now. I can't wait to share with you guys a full studio tour, and that'll be coming soon. In life, it's been quiet. It's been pretty quiet around here. The one big thing that we did this past week, we being my family, was to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of adopting our puppy. And it's actually his second birthday and our 1 year anniversary of getting him. His name's Farley. I've shown him on the channel a couple of times. We took him out to eat at a restaurant that had some nice outdoor seating, and we ordered our meals, and then just ordered like a plain burger for him. No bun, no fixings or condiments or anything, and then cut it up into pieces. And he thoroughly enjoyed it. And then we took him for a little bit of a walk. We have this thing in our town. It's called the Loveland Bike Trail. It's like miles long. In fact, it goes like almost up through the whole state of Ohio. And it's big with cyclists, rollerbladers. You can walk. Anything's allowed except for motorized vehicles. That's the only thing that's not allowed on the trail. And it's paved, so it's really nice for riding your bicycle or walking. And so we took him for his first walk along the bike trail. At times, I'm an off and on cyclist, I guess you would say. I'm not an avid bicyclist, but I'll go through years where I'll cycle a lot, and then other years where I'm lucky to get my bicycle out once or twice. So I haven't been on the trail in at least a year. It was probably the summer before last since I had my bicycle out or even walked on the trail. So my husband and I thought it would be fun to take Farley walking on the trail, and he had a great time. It was such a good time. I'll try to find some little pictures of his dinner, like at the restaurant and walking on the trail, and put them in. And other than that, that was pretty much like the highlight of the week. It was so fun. We're so happy to have him. So, how did your guys' week go? Did you have any fun? Did you get any sewing in? I hope you did. And let me know what you're working on in the comments. I always love chatting with you guys in the comments. It's what, for me, makes the channel fun. It gives it more like the two-way interaction. And I really love, too, some of you guys I follow on Instagram so I can see what you make. And I really, really love that. If you would like for me to follow each other on Instagram, let me know what your Instagram handle is. We can follow each other and share our projects. I'm kind of a bad, not a good social media person because I rarely think to post things on Instagram. It just kind of is an afterthought for me. I'm trying to do better, but it's hard. Anyway, that's about all I have to share with you guys today. I hope that you'll come back next week when I'm going to do part 2 of my perfect cargo pants series. I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, but I did hear from a number of you guys that said you love cargo pants just as much as I do. So I'll be happy to have you come back for that. And until then, bye.